Well, the weather wasn't quite as active today as it was yesterday, but nevertheless, this evening we had some spotty showers, even a few storms. We had some activity towards the highlands. We had some activity also towards the New River Valley and South Side areas. One cell is leaving Halifax County. We had another cell that just left Charlotte County. Those two brought some very heavy downpours into parts of Charlotte, Halifax, Campbell, and Pittsylvania counties here over the last 60 to 75 minutes. We're still not completely dry, though. We have a few showers in Wythe County. Also into Floyd County. We have a few more showers out, say, towards Lynchburg. Lynchburg itself is dry, but you head in between Lynchburg and Rustburg, northern parts of Campbell County, seeing a stray shower, another stray shower in between Lynchburg and Amherst in southern Amherst County, and one other cell that is in between Bedford and Timberlake, right along Highway 460, not too far at all away from, say, Forest and Good in those areas along 460. All this, by the way, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. We're not done with the rain just yet. We're going to have, I think, one more batch of rain moving in between, say, maybe 1:30 in the morning and maybe about 7 a.m. I do think the best chance for rain with this next batch of energy will be in areas along and south of Highway 460. When we wake up in the morning, most of us are dry by around 8:30. Okay. We're going to be dry for about 4 or 5 hours because look what happens in the afternoon. We start to see a few more showers, even a stray storm right around lunchtime, and the activity really gets going, say, from mid-afternoon into the mid-evening hours tomorrow. Say from 3 p.m. through about 9 p.m. is our best chance to pick up on heavier rain, perhaps some strong winds, and also some hail in any storm that forms. Again, I do think we are for the most part dry mid to late evening tomorrow. And once that happens, could have some fog developing later Friday night. And then Saturday should be a drier day. We start Saturday dry with some sun. We end Saturday with maybe a few showers, maybe even a stray storm. Best chance for this light activity on Saturday will be into our far westernmost and into our far easternmost communities. As far as a severe thunderstorm outlook for tomorrow, we are looking at areas, say, towards parts of Halifax and Charlotte counties having a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of level 5. Areas along and to the east of I-81 have the best chance of perhaps having a marginal risk of severe weather. That's a level 1 out of level 5. So what all this means for us is, looks like tomorrow the best chance for some strong to even severe thunderstorms will lie in areas along and east of I-81, with perhaps the worst of the weather falling into our southeasternmost communities. The rain storm coverage here over the next 5 days, I think tomorrow's going to be a pretty wet go of it, especially after lunchtime. Only an isolated chance on Saturday. Sunday looks to be a little bit wetter. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. We should be for the most part dry on Monday and also on Tuesday. We're going to have several little pieces of energy rolling through the region here over the course of the next 2 to 3 days. And the one that impacts us on Sunday will be the last one for a little while. And what that's going to do is pull in some drier, cooler air for us. So by Monday and Tuesday, we're actually going to feel really good outside. But until that happens, dew points are likely going to be in the 60s. But by Monday and Tuesday, those dew points will fall into the 40s. It's going to feel really good out there. It's just a shame it's going to feel really good on a Monday and Tuesday. Why can't that happen on a Saturday and Sunday, right? 77 in Lynchburg, 76 Danville. It is in the upper 60s to near 70 out across the New River Valley. The average high for the past week in Roanoke, 91. That's more like what Mickey feels at this time of year. And we're talking about the mouse. It's what it feels in Orlando. Okay, so we have been feeling more like the peninsula of Florida here for about the last roughly 4 to 5, even 6, 7 days. The jet stream is going to go farther down to the south, and what that means for us is temperatures are going to start to drop as we head into the weekend. Middle 80s Saturday and Sunday, 70s on Monday and Tuesday. Extended forecast showing highs in the middle 80s as we head into the weekend. 70s Monday and Tuesday. Unsettled Friday and then again Sunday. Dry Monday and Tuesday. May turn a little more unsettled though as we head into the latter part of the next work week.